Hi guys, it's Amy coming in for my weekly update. Today is Thursday, September the 1st. It's crazy, it's September already. I don't know what week number it is, but here I am for my weekly update. Weigh-in day's on Thursday, so here I am. Before we get into that, I just want to take a second and talk to you guys about my last video. I was feeling really down, really discouraged, just not feeling great. I was in not great spirits, and I was just kind of venting, to the camera. Sometimes it's easy, I'm alone in this room, and it's hard for me to know that you're there and you're listening. So sometimes when I talk to the camera, it's like venting, or it's just kind of like rambling. I'm like talking out to the void. It's hard for me to understand that somebody's actually watching me right now. Like I see, obviously you're watching it. Hi, how's it going? What's up? So it was kind of like, Dear Diary, and I was kind of talking to the camera, but the amount of, of people coming and replying to me saying with their words of encouragement and their words of support, I cannot even tell you how much that means to me. Like, it brought me to tears. And it's just really comforting to know that, I'm not in this alone, and neither are you, right? If you're going through your own journey, or you already have, or you're in the midst of it, or you're about to embark upon it, you're not alone. And that's what's so fantastic about the YouTube community. It's just the amount of support. So thank you for all of your wonderful words. You really lifted my spirits. You really you put things in perspective for me that, that hadn't occurred to me. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm doing much better this week. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. So let's get into the stuff. Okay. One sec. All right, so let's get into the stats first, because that's what we generally do. Okay, so as I mentioned, today is Thursday, September the 1st, 2016. I had my surgery March 10th, 2016 at Rex Hospital in Raleigh, North Carolina with Dr. Michael Tyner. I had Bilipancreatic Diversion with Duodenal switch, which is basically a modified DS, a modified duodenal switch. SIPS, CD, Loop DS, all that good stuff. It's very similar to a traditional DS, except I have a much longer common channel. Anyway, highest weight ever, 401 pounds. Surgery weight was 379 pounds. Last week, I don't know what I was last week. I don't have that in my notes here. My current weight right now is 273.4 pounds. Okay, but I do see that my weight loss since my last video, when I came to you guys a week ago, was I'm down 2.8 pounds from then. So I have lost a little bit of weight. My weight loss since surgery was 105.6 pounds, and my total weight loss to date is 127.6 pounds. Woohoo! So, I had mentioned last week that I'm getting into the TMI segment of the show. So I had mentioned last week that I was having like this perpetual period, and it wasn't even like a full-on period. I should say, okay, I'm bouncing all over the place. I've never had regular periods ever. I mean, short of being on birth control, forget about it. I'm not regular at all. In fact, it's not uncommon for me to only get my period, a few times a year. Which, don't get me wrong, that's great, but, it's probably not the best thing. And I was told that, especially immediately post-surgery, don't worry if your periods are irregular. Well, that's great, because they've always been irregular for me. So I've been spotting a little bit. I wouldn't say anything was really, considered a full-on period, like a full cycle. Like I said in my last video, I'd been spotting a little bit and just continued spotting. Well, let me tell you, since my last video, at one point, somebody opened up the damn faucet, because it was just out of control for 2 or 3 days. And I was, oh, here's my other timer reminder. So that's my reminder to take my iron pill. So Iron Man plays. So I remember to take my iron, which I will do after this video. Actually, just kidding. I'll do it right now. Squirrel. This is what happens. I get totally distracted. I see something shiny and then I'm off. Okay. Sorry about that. So, like I said, last week, something happened and it kicked it into high gear. It was uncomfortable cycle for the first time in a very long, first time since my surgery. That was like full on super heavy, like heavy changing, having to change every 1.5 to 2 hours, waking up in the middle of the night all the time, having to go and change. It was just awful because it was so heavy. I had to, I was wearing, tampon, which, by the way, the tampons that I'm wearing are like the super duper ultra ridiculous size telephone poles jammed up my hoo-ha every 1.5 to 2 hours. So I'm having to wear one of those, plus I'm wearing a pad, and it's embarrassing. So I've been cheap and I have not bought new underwear, and my underwear is way too big for me, ridiculously big. And so now, because I've got this like super duper maxi pad on, I feel like I'm wearing a literally bloody, that's awful, a diaper. I feel like I'm wearing a diaper, and so that sucked. And so thankfully, that awful period is gone. Pun intended. So that period is done. And yesterday I went to the store and I bought some new clothes. Not a whole lot of new clothes, because don't get me wrong, I'm still cheap and I don't know how long things are going to last or whatever. So I went to the store and I bought just a few pieces of clothes. I bought some new underwear because, girl, I needed some new underwear. So I got some underwear and I feel like a new woman wearing underwear that actually fits me. Why didn't I do this sooner? Just like the surgery. Why didn't I have surgery sooner? Why didn't I buy underwear sooner? So before, when I was pre-op, I was wearing a 5X. Obviously, I cannot remember the last time I did not buy clothes in a big girl store like Catherine's, Torrid Avenue, whatever, Lane Bryant. So anyway, yesterday I went to the store and I bought some new undies and I bought some new pants, because my pants have been, by pants, I mean like capri pants. They've just been really big and they're like falling off me. It's uncomfortable. So like baggy underwear, baggy pants, I just look like I'm a hobo. So I bought some new yoga capri pants yesterday too. So previously 5X, guess what, y'all? 1X now. I'm a 1X girl. So that was pretty fucking amazing. So really happy about that. 1X. And it's funny, so I'm checking out with my underoos and my my yoga pants. And the lady, really nice lady, what store was I in? Was I in Catherine's or was I in Torrid? I don't remember. I think I'm too old to be shopping in Torrid now. But anyway, so yeah, it was Catherine. So I was in Catherine's and she's like, oh, do you have a Catherine's credit card? If you do, you could save this much money with the perks and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to be rude, but I wanted to be honest. So I said, I appreciate the offer. And I really appreciate that, but I'm not interested. She's like, oh, why? You could save some money. I'm like, well, because I'm hopeful that within the next few months, I'm never going to have to shop at a big girl store again. We'll see. So I said, I'm really hoping that I won't have to continue shopping here for much longer. So appreciate it, but keep your damn card to yourself, because I am not interested in it. So that was pretty cool. I thought that I'm wearing a 1X from a 5X. That's a significant accomplishment for me. In terms of an NSV, and this happened earlier in the summer, and I forgot to mention it until I was talking with a friend of mine and I was reminded about it. I was over at a friend's house a while ago and we were swimming in their pool, just kind of hanging out, chatting and gabbing and up to shenanigans in the pool. And I swam into the deep end and I noticed, I'm like, have I forgotten how to swim? Because it was really difficult for me to tread water and I didn't understand why. And it took me probably longer than it should have to realize I don't have the buoyancy that I used to have. I was so heavy that I would just float in the water. Swimming was more just like bobbing or just kind of floating along. I had so much fat to keep me buoyant that it was no trouble. But now I get in the water, I'm like sputtering, trying to tread water, trying to stay above water, because all of a sudden now I don't know how to swim. And I realized, it took me a minute to realize, holy crap, it's because I don't have all that extra fat helping me float. So a good problem to have, a funny problem to have, but I thought I would share that with y'all. That was definitely an NSV that I was not expecting at all. You know, a lot of people talk about the NSVs that they're looking forward to, and I had that one. You could have knocked me over with a feather. I was not expecting that one at all, so that was kind of funny. I'm thinking that I mentioned in my last one. I sold my appointment at my doctor's office is in 12 days, so. From there, I'll certainly let you guys know the results of my lab work and how my levels seem to be. I did go get my hair cut today, and I was asking my hairdresser, how do you know, I've been taking biotin for like a month or so. How does my hair look? Does it feel brittle? Does it feel like, or whatever? And she says, no, it seems to be good. She says, it's not, you don't seem to be shedding a whole lot. And I said, that's probably because all my hair is sitting at the bottom of my shower right now, because it all came out in the shower. But she said, no, it seems good. She said, I can tell by that there's regrowth happening when I touch, you know, your scalp or whatever. I can feel it. She's like, the hair actually feels healthy. It doesn't feel brittle. So she said, I can tell that you're drinking your water. I can tell that you're getting in, you know, the proper vitamins and all that, because your hair feels healthy. So I don't know if she's blowing smoke up my ass, but, you know, we'll see what, I mean, obviously the lab results will tell the most telling story. But, you know, because I was thinking about coloring my hair. Now, I haven't colored my hair in, oh my gosh, I don't know, at least 5 years. I haven't colored my hair. So this is all me. And so I was thinking about coloring my hair before I go home in October, possibly. But I told her, I said, listen, if my hair is really thin, or if it's damaged, or it's still recovering from my surgery or my rapid weight loss, then I don't want to do it. So she said, no, it should be fine. So anyway, I'm just kicking around that idea. I don't know if I will or not. But that's about it. Let me see. I had a little list of things that I wanted to talk about, but I think that's pretty much it. So I guess I will catch up with you guys in another week or two. I just wanted to thank you again for your love and your support. It really meant a lot to me when I was in that low period. I'm feeling much better now. So here's hoping, man. Here's hoping that my labs are good. Fingers crossed that everything's going to work out well. And I'm getting in all my vitamins. I'm like super crazy, like Nazi fanatical about taking my vitamins at the appropriate times every day. I've never missed one. So, you know, knock on wood that everything is good with my levels. I don't want to have to get iron infusions or anything like that. But if I have to, then I guess I have to. But I'm trying to do everything I can to prevent that from happening. Anyway, hope you guys are good. Thanks for checking in, and I will catch up with you later. Love you. Bye.